Hello and welcome to Live Fit, Ignite Change, where together, as a community, we inspire each other to live a fit life, ignite the change we wish to see, and thrive in all areas of life. What a year this has been. And this time of year, people are always looking to see how to make the next year the best yet. So have you ever thought you wanted to get in shape or improve some aspect of your life, and maybe even started down that path, but didn't end up reaching the goal? Or you did, reaching, say, a weight loss goal on a diet, but then when it was over, you gained it all back. It's frustrating, right? It's not meant to be a yo-yo like this. We're always looking to grow and improve to build an ideal life, living one that we love. And there are 7 keys needed to create the change that we wish to see and a challenge that kicks that off. So that's what today's episode is all about. Changing our world does not happen at once. It does not happen alone. It takes a committed group to be the change we wish to see. So together, we rise above negative influences to lead by example, making a positive impact at home and around the world. You can learn more, join us, and get show notes at livefitignitechange.com, or for short, livefic.com. At the recent DOP Health, Wellbeing, and Longevity Summit in Puerto Rico, I was honored to play just a small part among many of the top leaders in the industry in the world who spoke at the event, including Mark Sisson, who was on episode 9 of this podcast, Amanda Holmes on episode 4, Gary Bracaw on episode 13, Nick Buettner, episode 14, and many others. It was a pleasure for me to speak on the 7 keys to living an ideal life. So today's podcast episode will be a bit unique as we will share those 7 keys, yet we're going to bounce back and forth between this commentary and the live recording, including the live parts where there was audience participation, and then filling in the rest here. So keep listening until the end, as there are some incredibly exciting updates and how you can be a part of them. So on to the live event to start. There, we started with a meditation and visioning exercise, so we'll skip that here and jump right into the first set of questions that I ask the audience. You know, we're all here and we have these big visions. We're the people that believe in this health and vitality and longevity. But I'd like to start out with a question for you guys. What % of Americans do you think are currently in their ideal shape physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually? Any guesses? 5, 1, 1. Lots of ones. You all are correct. Some studies have shown that it is as little as 1%. But did you know that right now Americans are the least happy that they've ever been? And 79% report feeling unhappy about how they look and feel. Yet those who take time to focus on living fit are 3 times happier. So we know what to do, but we just don't do it, right? And again, I think the people here in this room, you probably do it. You're listening to it. You're following it. But if you think about your family, your friends, your coworkers, your team members, they might not. And they might not until they have to. And isn't that the issue? We often don't change until we have to. While we know things may not be perfect, we keep going along in life thinking, oh, it'll be okay, until one day when it's really not. You may get a report from a doctor that says you're overweight, blood pressure is high, blood sugar levels are high, and you need to change your ways, or you may not be around much longer. That's what we're covering in this episode today. It's about avoiding the things that we don't want. Let me ask, would you like to avoid feeling tired and sluggish, being overwhelmed, having bloating, cramps, inflammation, excess fat, getting heart disease, stroke, diabetes, Alzheimer's, dementia? Well, of course, I think we all would. But to avoid those things, often a simple change has to be made. And people naturally find change scary. Thinking, I have to go back to the gym? I don't know what to do. I don't perform the way I did before. I don't want to be embarrassed. And to overcome this, while we covered it fully in episode 17 of this podcast, but in short, the point is, you really need to be able to find something that you want to do, are excited about, and find enjoyable. For diet too, people think that they love the food they eat and don't want to give it up, but really it's about the mindset around this and finding foods that you absolutely love it will also fuel your body and make you feel at your best. So I'll ask a different set of questions this time. Would you like to live with vitality, feel energized, enhance performance, lose weight and or gain muscle, sleep better, enhance brain function, improve mood, do what you love with those you love, do it for many years in great health, do more, have more, be more, and build an ideal life? And that is what this is all about. If that sounds exciting to you, stay with me here. Now, we could go down the science side of this, which we've done in other episodes, particularly if you're interested in that. Check out episode 9 with Mark Sisson and episode 13 with Gary Brecka. But in short, it's all about the hormones in our bodies and the way we control our emotional state. So for a quick, simple example on the nutrition side, people were previously told go on a low-fat diet, but in doing so, they ate more sugar and sugar substitutes and processed carbohydrates that spiked blood sugar, which kept the levels of the hormone insulin high, which stores fat, and thus won't let you lose fat. So simple changes to eat a smart diet filled with foods you love help solve for that. And that's what this discussion is about today. Not the science side, but the 7 simplest keys to create the change you wish to see to live an ideal life. So as we dive into that, what does it really take to change? For that, we'll go back to the event. I'll ask you guys, little audience participation, what do you think it takes to create a change like this? Any ideas? Choice. Choice? Got to make a choice, yeah. What's that? Passion. Passion to change. Discipline. Dedication. Great words. Love it. Those are all correct. I agree with all of them. And there are also 3 prerequisites to change. You've got to recognize the issue, have a desire to change, and see your ideal future outcome. And with that, it comes together into a system and what we call the 7 simple steps to living a fit life. And fortunately, based on all the other amazing speakers today, we get to fly through this because they really are simple and they've covered most of them. Because what this is all about, it's so you, your family, and your teams can make an impact at home, in the workplace, and around the world. First one, very simply, mindset. You heard Peter talking about it this morning. Take at least 5 minutes per day. Morning routine, quiet time, prayer, or meditation. Great part in the Fit Ignite Change podcast I host with Amanda Holmes. She talked about meditation. Be sure to check that out. It was awesome. Sleep. Again, this was mentioned before in earlier presentations. At least 6 hours, preferably 7.5. Avoid blue light 3 hours before bed. Avoid caffeine 7 hours before. Number 3, exercise. Again, Mark just talked about this. I don't have to cover it. Daily activity. Get your steps in. Whatever you're doing to be active every day. Plus, complete a strength training program. Get your heart rate up at least 2 times per week. And I loved when we had Gary on the podcast, part 1 on Impact with Don, part 2 on Live Fit Ignite Change. We talked about snacking and exercise. Such a great tip. Thank you. Number 4, nutrition. Again, Mark just covered this. Absolutely love the food that you eat. Avoid those processed sugar-loaded foods. Eat within an 8 to 12-hour window. Thank you, Mark, for your part 2 of that in your presentation today and also on the podcast. And the pictures over on the right, you don't have to create your own food or nutrition brand, but this is during quarantine when I was doing the Fit Life Challenge with my boys, and they were great eating meals with us, but not for the snacks and the cereals and that kind of stuff. So we started making our own, and we have a little booth out there. Our products will be launching next year. I saw they all ran out. We will be replenishing supplies here shortly. And you could get into the checklist. People always ask about, well, what should we eat? There's a nutrition checklist. There's a My Primal Blueprint. And rather than going through that, because it's a lot faster to just say, here, I'll give you this. I'll email it to you. If you want to get it right now, go to fitlifechallenge.com, or you can check out your cell phone and scan that QR code. And there you'll get the 7 steps that I'm talking about today, the Fit Life Challenge nutrition checklist, and the Primal Kitchen shopping list. And Mark, hope that's okay. Aaron told me that I could do it. I haven't talked to you yet, but since we do our program together, he said, absolutely, please share it. Number 5, family relationships. Got Jim Shields to thank for this one. We originally had just the first 4 as part of the challenge. After his influence, we added this as a 5th, and vitally important.
Schedule and keep quality time with your loved ones at least once per week. This is the pictures when my family and I had the fortune to be able to take a year to travel around the world. And obviously we got to spend a ton of time with them during that year, but it really is so important to do this at least once a week with your loved ones. And again, it was mentioned earlier, Nick Buetner, he'll be talking tomorrow on the podcast, we talked about how important family and relationships were to your longevity as well. Number 6, accountability. This is the part that is so vitally important. People can hear so many things, but without the accountability, you're just not going to do it. You've got to have the accountability to a group of peers to stay on track and use the tools available. For those of you familiar with DLP and this culture here, you think we've got some tools? Anybody know? See, definitely a lot of head shaking there. So you've got your life assessment. Don will be covering that shortly. Goal setting, rocks, wigs, personal compass, elite journal. All some pretty amazing tools designed for you, your families, your teams. Use them. If you're not, come ask me or someone with DLP, and we'd love to be able to help you get set up to use those more effectively in your organization. And then lastly, number 7, you've got to make it fun or you're not going to stick with it. Because you want to stick with it so they will become habits. And that is really what this is all about. So that sounds good, right? But again, I feel like those of us here do that. But when you think about what is our responsibility to take this back to others in our families, in our organizations, they need a program to follow. Program 3 simple things: knowledge, a plan for those first 5 that I just covered, the accountability so you will do it, and the fun so you stick with it over time.
And all of these come together in our Fit Life Challenge membership. This is more than just getting in shape physically, although that is the root of it, so you can live fit to create your ideal life. And it's also about getting in shape mentally, spiritually, emotionally, even financially. It provides everything you need to build that ideal life. So I'll ask, do you have trouble knowing where to start? The membership site, available on computer and mobile app, is the hub that leads you to exactly what you need: customized meal plans, shopping lists, guided meditations, sleep tips, workout programs, so you can quickly find what's needed to get fit fast. Do you ever feel like you're alone in your fitness journey or would like to be able to ask questions? The live mastermind calls bring together other like-minded individuals who are all working together, where you get your questions answered live, and those questions can be submitted anonymously if you'd like them to be. Or if you can't make the calls, everything is recorded and available in the membership area, so you can listen while you're walking, driving, or whenever it's most convenient for you. Or maybe you struggle with not sticking with your goals or lacking accountability. In previous years during the challenge, the number 1 request was accountability for goals. So we added the wildly important goal accountability session. And now the surveys have shown that is the number 1 most valuable part of the program. So you have an organized way to set your goals, determine what lead measures you need to take to hit that goal, what lag measures that will result in, and each session you make 2 commitments and report on those commitments next time. So you will finally reach the goals you wanted, and do so as part of a fun, supportive group that is there to help you along the way. So does it work? Hearing the success stories is the best part. When the challenge started in the gym, here's Jeff. As a busy professional dad, he lost 17 pounds in 40 days, regulated blood sugar levels, and went down 3 belt sizes. And Alex lost 40 pounds in 6 months and got in the best shape of her life. And Chris lost 100 pounds in just over a year and felt better than ever. And over the years, it progressed. It went from gym to boardroom and became the basis of corporate well-being. And here's Nick. He was born with congenital heart disease, and after a heart transplant, he had to take medication that spiked his blood sugar. So he took insulin to regulate it. Yet, on the challenge, he completely regulated his blood sugar levels and was able to stop taking insulin. And how all this happens is due to accountability. At the event, I shared how this worked at DLP. So let's jump back in for that.
And so I'll share how it's worked at DLP. Some of you may know Brandy, and you've worked with her from our lending team. And she said after her broken foot, she literally could not walk and was getting ready to walk 30 miles. She said the challenge came at the perfect time. She lost weight on the challenge and got ready for the hike. She said it was the group part of the Fit Life Challenge that I really enjoyed, to share stories, share accountability. And Meredith, from her legal team, who said she'd struggled with weight throughout her whole life, but with this, she implemented it with her whole family and found it very successful. Going on to say it has really been a huge impact on my life to know just to have that support and that push, and it has changed my way of thinking completely.
So, as mentioned, all of this is part of the Fit Life Challenge membership. You heard about the content to get fit fast, the calls to answer questions, the recordings to listen to anytime, and the accountability to reach your goals. Plus, as we work to make this better each year, the main feedback from last time was for additional items for personalized nutrition programs and both online and in-person workout options. So, as a super special bonus, we partnered with the world's #1 fitness platform to provide you with nutrition and exercise programs tailored to your body type and your interest. Online workouts, strength, HIIT, yoga, Pilates, it's all here. So you can work out anytime, anywhere with celebrity and world-class trainers. Plus, for those who like going in person to the gym, you get credits to attend local gyms and studios so you can find what's best for you. And health courses taught by experts are available, including everything from how to outsmart diabetes to how to break free from stress. So you can take deep dives into the solutions you need to live your ideal life. You just need to join the Fit Life Challenge membership by the 10th of the month, and you'd get fully set up with all of this and the amazing bonus content by the start of the following month. And all of this is included as part of your Fit Life Challenge membership. Plus, there are amazing add-on options that are available at substantial discounts. My Primal Coaching provides a personalized health coaching program that delivers daily lessons with actionable tips for losing weight, gaining strength and energy, sleeping better, and managing stress, and more. All available from an easy-to-use app right on your phone. Inside Tracker analyzes your blood work to provide personalized recommendations on the types of food and supplements needed to optimize your health. So I realize this episode was a bit different from a typical one, yet this Fit Life program has helped so many create their ideal life, and we are truly so excited for this upcoming year. I just had to share it with you and invite you to join us. You can find all the show notes and transcripts for this episode at livefitignitechange.com/7keys, and all the details for the Fit Life Challenge membership at fitlifechallenge.com or fitlifemembership.com. They lead to the same place. And when you go there, you can get immediate free access to those resources mentioned earlier. The PDF with these 7 steps, the Fit Life Challenge nutrition checklist, the My Primal shopping list, and as part of that PDF, there's a free mini 7-day challenge so you can jump in to get started down this path. Plus, you'll see how easy it is for you to join us in the Fit Life Challenge membership. If your organization, community, or group is already providing this, you'll get a link from them to sign up. If you think your company, complex, or group would like to offer this to team members, residents, or members, reach out for how it would work best for you all. Or you could simply join us as an individual so you can start living your ideal life. And I'll look forward to seeing you there as a part of our community, as I really do hope that this episode today helps you take action towards your goal. And you put this on your calendar to schedule it and make it real. As Tony Robbins says, if you talk about it, it's a dream. If you envision it, it's possible. But if you schedule it, it's real. So take action now to make it happen and make it real. Thank you so much for tuning in, and please be sure to like, share, rate, and review this show. That's what's needed to help us reach more and serve more. So together, we truly can ignite the change that we wish to see. Thank you for your help. I hope you make it an outstanding day and go forth to light, love, serve the world, and live the life you've always imagined.